Hey y'all, many blessings. I'm back. Pray y'all have been blessed since I've been gone. But I want to talk about I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for the things I've said because they were simply true, are true, and will be true. I don't feel bad about anything I've said thus far because I've only spoken truth in what I feel Yah has given to me to tell people. Um, whether you want to listen to it or not, I mean, that's completely up to you. A lot of people have chosen not to listen. So it is what it is. Simple as that. I can only do so much. All I can do is speak the truth of Yah. And at the end of the day, I can say I did my job. I've served my purpose. Going on from that, I wanted to say, I'm not a vegan quite. I eat kosher, so I don't eat pork. I don't eat shellfish. I don't eat anything that's considered to be unclean. Eventually, who's to say? Maybe 5-10 years from now, I will go completely vegan. But as far as what I spiritually believe, I believe that Yah has granted his people permission to eat certain meats. And so I try to stick with that diet. I don't condemn anybody that eats vegan. But that's just my stance on it right now. I grew up in the South, very country Southern, so meat has just been a real part of my diet. So that's just something that would be very hard for me to get away from. Now, I've been slowly working off meat, especially like pork and things like that, which is what I've pretty much been eating since, I could eat, things like meat. Crab, shellfish, all that stuff. So, I'm a work in progress, but right now I do feel like eating kosher has been great for me. I feel cleansed. I feel purified just off, um, eating clean meats. But if you feel like being a vegan is, pushing you that much more further, hey, be a vegan, you know. Um, what I don't get is why people think that being a vegan is like so great, because we know that everything has been manipulated. There's chemicals in the vegetables you eat, especially if you don't grow it yourself, just to speed up a lot of antibodies bodies to speed up the growth of vegetables. Anything that is picked from the vine, from the tree, it's something that's dying. You can't keep bananas in your house for too long because they'll start to go bad. Oranges, grapes, anything like that, once they're plucked from their natural vine, they're dying. So I don't get that concept of like, oh, you're eating something that's dead, because you too are eating something that's dead and dying, especially if it's already been picked from the vine. Now, if you ate something right off the vine, that would make better sense to me, because that's still something that's living. But anything that's already been plucked, it's dying anyway. So I don't get that kind of concept either. I don't get the kind of concept that eating meat is worse than, eating vegetables, especially if it's clean meats, because Yah loves sacrifices, and that's just me being biblical speaking. He loves sacrifices, and he didn't want anything wasted from that sacrifice. So I would say, if you eat meat, don't be wasteful with it. Make sure it's clean. Make sure it's being respected. Pray over it and be appreciative for this life that was lived and given to you for your consumption, because that was an animal. It did have life. But as far as that other stuff, I mean, I don't know. And yeah, and I don't believe like fast food, like all that meat that's being consumed. Like I don't believe in that. I do believe in that old time lifestyle where you had, cattle, you had your own animals, and you sacrificed them respectfully. Like, make it to where, you eat meat once a day, and meat is like that main dish for dinner, or that like it's a delicacy to have meat. Like, I would say be vegan during the morning and afternoon. That's usually what I do. And in our family, we have meat at night. And that's just like our main meal. Like, I don't agree with all these fast food chains where you can get chicken nuggets, hamburgers, all that stuff. It's real easy and right there, and everybody gets it. Meat should be a delicacy. It should be something that, you have once a day, not several times a day, not several cheeseburgers and things like that. Another thing I want to talk about is why I stopped smoking weed. I stopped smoking weed because it really helps incline your creativity. Like, I was really good at making beats, DJing. I was really inclining on my creativity, but it also made me extremely lazy with everything else. Like, if I wanted to cook, I would have it in my mind that I'm going to get up and cook, but then my reflexes were slow. Like, I would say I want to cook at like, I would make up in my mind at like 10 a.m. I'm going to cook at around 4. Sometimes I wouldn't get up from what I was doing, whether it be listening to music or making music or whatever. Sometimes I wouldn't even be able to get up from what I was doing until about 6. My family would have it in our mind that we were going to go out to this place, but my reaction time was slow. Like, we'd say, oh, we're going to get up in the morning to do this. Well, needless to say, 12 o'clock would run around and we would just be sitting, chilling in the house, not doing much. So, yes, smoking weed heightened my creativity, but then it also lowered my productivity in a sense. So that's why I stopped. And since then, I've been able to get a lot of other things done, like, especially when it comes to the things I need to do for my family. So I don't know if y'all can relate to this. Maybe not, because a lot of you haven't tried to probably stop smoking weed, but I would challenge you guys to try. Just give it like a week or 2 weeks, actually, just to see how that pans out, because I guarantee you will see a major difference in your productivity and the things you can get done and the clarity that you have. Again, like I said, with drinking, I've never been a big drinker because honestly, I really didn't like the taste of much of anything, especially if the alcohol overpowered the drink. I can't drink it. I don't drink. I never was a beer drinker, and I never like shots and things like that. Never. I never really got drunk. I think the one and only time I got completely drunk and wasted was my 21st birthday. So, with that being said, I've always been a responsible drinker. Like, whenever I went out with my friends when we were younger, they always depended on me to be that one person to be able to drive back home, to be the responsible one, because I've always had that responsible mentality. And I've never really like getting overly drunk. So whenever I go out, or when I'm home, you need a drink. Like I need that, at least that one drink, that one glass of wine to calm down, because like from sun up to sundown, I'm full mommy mode, employee mode, student mode. So just to calm down from that mode, I need a drink. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, if you're drinking to get overly drunk, if you're a drunkard, if you're constantly drunk 7 days a week, 24 hours, 7 days a week, that's a problem. That's a problem. But no, I'm gonna say this one last time. I don't think it's complete damnation for you to have a drink. Um, and I've been dealing with a lot, like as far as my marriage wise, and I'm not gonna share nothing on the over the internet. That's between me and my husband. He knows very well the issues that I've had with him through the past. And I'm just going to leave it in y'all's hands. There's really nothing else I can do. I feel like I've done all I could do. So now I really just have to leave it in the hands of y'all as far as what's for us, what's best for us. I can say that my husband is a really good dad. He's a really good dad, and my kids love him dearly. And I love him. I appreciate the things that he has done for me. And I've been really going through a lot these past 3 years. Well, not a lot. I haven't I've been growing a lot these past 3 years. And in that, I don't, I'm not mad at anybody, like I kind of just let it go. But I'm always constantly being reminded about certain things. I can't listen to the radio anymore. I don't watch TV anymore. Like, I pretty much do watch YouTube. Like, because I just can't watch normal TV. And I've never been a clout chaser. I'm not a clout chaser. So with that said, I'm gonna just leave it alone. I'm not mad at anybody. I wish them well. And that's all I had to say. Much love and blessings.